welcome to WIP IT Thursdays. We got the custom cannon
Evening.
and in appearance only, maybe GeekFusionTV.
He's there, but nobody's home.
Let's see.
You know, I found it helps when I turn my microphone on.
Oh, that does work really well.
Usually, that's just a pro tip for those of you out there who not familiar. You have to actually turn the microphone on. It's a trick that we learn here in the business.
In the business.
That's a very good tip to have.
Yeah, it is. It is. Usually most people keep that a secret, but I feel like we need to be able to share these things with others, not just keep all the secret tips and tricks to ourselves.
Hey, isn't that what this channel is all about?
Exactly.
Exactly. You got it right there.
Exposing all the secrets.
Mm-hmm.
I have noticed, I don't know if it's coincidence or what, in the customizing community, you see a lot more people doing tutorials and how-tos now. Ever starting this channel.
Well, maybe it's something they realized that they needed.
Everybody used to be so negative about sharing that kind of information. Reluctant to. I did something that I wasn't planning on doing with my 2.0 lore for everybody in the audience watching, and I ended up hot gluing the cape. I was wanting to have it removable. I have put a ton of work in, like re-sculpting the neck area, which you still can see in areas like the collar piece and around the back of the neck and stuff, but I didn't take into account for like the weight of the vinyl and double layer. Plus the cape's a little bigger too than when I originally started. Just the magnets were not holding properly. It was sitting up too high. Maybe rethink my approach for magnetic connections. With primes, it works fine because he's a big dude, and a big cape doesn't really bother if it's raised up a little bit. But I wanted like a more cleaner, sleek around the neck, which hot glue did, and I went ahead, went to Home Depot and got me a brand new hot glue gun.
Nice.
And it uses the lithium 18 volts like I do for all my other Ryobi tools. And basically, finishing up his sword. His sword is the big thing. I can take this one off being done. I like how it turned out. And I got these in. I got me the Strong Atom figure from Muff Toys, the blanks. I'm curious. I got the Mezco Regeneration Suit Superman on order, and from Chosen Prime, they haven't got theirs yet, and they should get them next month. I wonder if those boots will fit on here. They just slide on as a cover. Be curious to see how they would fit on this. Yeah, interesting design. I've never had one of these like blank bodies, this style blank body before. It's very squishy.
Yeah, that's what I thought. I mean, it doesn't seem bad.
No,
I don't think it's going to cause any problems or anything.
No, I think it's a lot of that. I think it's meant for soft goods when you put on there, so it's not going to cause issues. And overall, it's pretty cool. He is easy to take apart, but be cautious. They put some kind of sticky lubricant on the ball joints.
Did they?
Yeah.
For one particular customer.
Yeah. And I did not touch that damn thing. It's somehow still on. It's like a antithesis from when you work on a car. It's like you just open the jar and you're covered with it.
Or flocking. You ever flock anything?
No.
I've blocked many things.
Yeah.
No, we got
With an O. With an O. Flocking with an O.
Ah, gotcha. Sorry. Misunderstood.
Darth's in the house. The WIP IT crew. Hello, sir. Party on, Darth. Collector Quinn Comics is in the. Let's pick some customs. Yes, sir. And Name of Held's here. And I got a little more work done on the demon. I only had dry brush to hand, and it's looking really cool. I like the red.
Yeah, it's looking nice.
I had trimmed up one of the back pieces and got paint based up in red. Trying to chop it up a little bit where it looks more like flames. I dipped it in paint to kind of get like the little different effect, filling in the webbing area, like the gap. I think that worked out pretty good. And I got this feller here, all bright and white.
Space Ghost.
And got to do the logo, working on the belt. Where did I put the belt? I took the Vulcan belt, sanded down the X logo, and start painting it up with Mr. Color satin black, or semi-gloss black. And do a little bit of light sanding on here and a little more smoother. Another coat of red. Grab my paper towels. Oh, we're gonna do that. I did get my replacement red. I had just got a replacement Red Widow because what I fixed to the hip made it look better, but also there was a split down the bicep. There's not really much I can do with that one. So that's going to end up being a Lady Deadpool. And check your Ollie's stores. Ollie's is getting this wave in for $5 a piece. So I got 2 stalkers for $5 pop. This little old lady, she must have been shopping for her grandkids. She had this in her hand. And she was like walking around and like looking through all the G.I. Joes, and she was like, "Oh, I don't want to look too." Make your damn mind up. She ended up setting this down and getting like the 12-inch 5 POA things. Well, they had 2 of these stalkers, and I grabbed both of them. They're great for G.I. Joe generic soldiers for the green camo. And I got my cable in today.
Nice. I was pretty happy with the cable.
Yep. And I got my FEP in. And my resin.
Oh, you get to replace your first FEP.
Yeah, take out the 30 screws.
Yeah. I think it's more than that.
Yeah, make sure your build plate is empty before you hit home, guys.
It is important.
Zoom level. What you working on, Matt?
I'm actually printing some stuff off right now.
Oh, for your $2 thing.
Yeah, so I got it in.
Oh, he actually shipped it for $2.
Yeah. Well, $7.
Nice.
I got it for $7.
I'm sorry, $7.
$7. Won a bid that nobody was bidding on for a mostly complete Millennium Falcon. I'm printing off some of the other parts that I'm missing. The only, there's a couple parts that I found cheap online that I'm going to go ahead and order that are original pieces. The canopy and the rear landing pieces, but I've already printed, like I was showing you this last night, the ramp. I 3D printed that. So, and I 3D printed the cannons and some other pieces and the radar dish. So I'm cleaning it up now because I just got it in today. So the plan for this guy is to do a different ship. So he's going to get painted, and I'm going to add extra pieces onto him and make it look different than the Millennium Falcon. So I've been 3D printing parts and stuff to do the stuff I'm going to do to it. So I just finished cleaning it all up and getting all the dust off of it. It's in really good shape. I mean, it's got some discoloration on it, but since I'm painting it, I don't really give a crap. But the cardboard inside is in really good condition. So I'm going to get rid of some replacement stickers or maybe print my own. I don't know yet. So right now, yeah, I'm just kind of getting it cleaned up and trying to figure out what the plan is going to be for this thing as far as like how I'm going to customize it to make it different. I do think I want to get some cannons for the sides, for both sides here. So I had printed off these AT-AT cannons, and I want to try and figure out a way to get them mounted onto the side like that. But I need a base for it to come off of to mount it to the side on both sides. And then I need to figure out, maybe Cannon, you can help me with this. I need a mirror version of this cannon. Can I do that in Prusa?
Send me the file. I can send me the file. I can do it real quick.
Yeah, because I just need because I got two of the same thing, which would be great if they were both going to go on the same side of the ship. But I won't.
You gotta do it before I forget that I said I would do it, though. Why haven't I got it already? What were we talking about?
Where do you want me to send it to you? On Discord?
Yeah, I think you can send it to me on Discord. Let me save one on that.
All right. Yeah, so I'm trying to figure that out. But yeah, I've been printed off a bunch of little greebles and things, just random Star Wars pieces that I'm gonna like put on it to make it look different. I'm thinking about extending the engines a little bit and do some other stuff just to make it distinct from the Millennium Falcon. And then I think I'm gonna do a black with red accent paint job on it. I think is what I'm gonna do.
Darth, I'm working on a Space Ghost for Quinn. Those Hercules bracers cut down are perfect Space Ghost bracers.
Yeah, I agree.
I need a Space Ghost. They grabbed mine off the shelf already done. That way I don't have to look up references. I can just look at that.
Did you send it to me?
I'm trying to find it right now. Falcon Beach was it? There we go. And there you go. I just sent it.
All right.
Yeah. We got the one I did before, and then the new one. The new one's got a little bit different, a bigger logo area, which looks cool. And I did a blue wash on mine, and Quinn wants his pristine, which I'll have to go back over and clean up a few spots. Problem with working on a white figure, it smudges easy. Well, I went and talked to doctor for my first pre-op discussion with
pre-op?
him. Yeah.
Sorry.
Pre-operation.
I know.
For my.
I was making a joke.
Oh, they're going to be cutting basically through here and releasing the carpal, the pressure off the carpal tunnel, and I'll be wrapped up, like basically bound up through here, and I can wiggle my fingers basically. And what do I need?
You just need that flipped over, huh?
Yeah, I just need a mirror image of that. So I think those are the cannons I want on the side. That feels like something a smuggler would do. Jack some AT-AT cannons and put it on the side of his Carillion freighter.
Yeah. There you go.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, like I knew there was a way to do it. I just didn't know how. I was screwing around with it, and I was like, I don't know how to do this.
What was that thing called?
Hyler something. I don't know. They should have just called it AT-AT cannon, but they didn't.
Yeah.
Hyler something.
Hiller. Powerful Hiller. We're going to call that flip.
Space Ghost.
There you go.
Oh, thank you, sir.
I don't know. Sometimes Blender does weird stuff with the scale, so
Okay.
you might have to check the scale before you try to print it.
All right. Thank you, sir.
No problem.
You know, most of the stuff I've been importing in too, it's like it comes in. For some reason, when I get your STL files, the scale's all wonky, and I've downloaded Blender and like rescaled them what you already had them at. Didn't re-output them again. It works fine.
I don't know what to tell you.
I don't know why it's still like that.
It's Blender probably does it fine. There's probably something that I don't know that I'm screwing up. Here's what I do know. Whenever I have to put it into Chitubox to print it, I got to scale it up by like 100,000% every time without fail. At least it's consistent though, you know?
I've just been going and scale it to, like when I went in the swords, I went and scaled them to the 142 millimeters, and same with the demon heads. I went and scaled them both in there. I took measurements off Calabac and for the big ones, the what's his face? Abomination.
Mm-hmm.
And they scaled exactly what I scaled them at.
Yep.
Are you using ilm?
Hmm?
Are you adding extra ilm to your ilms?
Extra M's to my M's.
Instead of millimeters? Let's see. You're going
Making a mega millimeter?
Yeah.
No.
Why are you doing this? I need to paint well. That one.
I think I'm going to add some of these accents on here. Where is it? Yeah, so I think I'm going to do like on these pieces here. I've got these little greebles that like fit on. I'm gonna add like a row of them, like all down the pylon there.
That'll be cool.
I'm gonna add a bunch of those. I'm gonna just make it look like another POS other than the Millennium Falcon, like something a smuggler or a bounty hunter would do to his ship. Like there's lots of upgrades and add-ons that make no sense because that seems to fit with the theme.
Yeah.
So. I'm printing the struts for the landing, the ramp right now.
Nice to be able to just do that, isn't it?
Yeah. Very nice.
Oh, he's Ken's been working on a Lazy Susan for a Batmobile.
Yeah. It's going to be a nightmare to cut up. But it'll be cool if I ever get it done.
How easy is it? Because I was messing around with this, and I'm not sure like if there's a good way to do it or if you should even do it at all. But like, let's say I had this piece that I 3D printed, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I want to slightly curve it like I would any other piece of plastic. Is it a good idea to like heat it up so you can bend it? Because
I mean, I guess you could do that. I've never tried it that way.
yeah. So I was messing around with some smaller parts and messing around with smaller parts and a lighter and like just messing around with it. It seemed to work, but I don't know how well it'll work on larger pieces and like how stable it then is after you're done.
I don't think that it's going to affect the stability necessarily. It will. I mean, you're going to have to be real gentle with it.
Yeah.
Because it's going to be good, great, and then it's going to be flat.
Yeah.
So I would recommend like maybe a heat gun with a controllable heat setting for that kind of thing. If you got one of those hanging around.
Yeah, I do. I was just wondering. I mean, it's not a big deal. I can, if I ruin something and just print another one, but
yeah. I wouldn't do it that way. I would just throw it in the computer and put the bend in it myself, but that's how I do things.
That sounds like he's shit talking you there, Matt.
well, I know he knows how to use that stuff way better than I do. And the other thing is, I was looking at it, I was like, okay, well, if I put a bend in it, like I don't know how much to bend it. Like, let's say I've got this piece here, right? Like, so I've got the curve right here.
Uh-huh.
Let's say I wanted to place this on top and have the side, follow the curve.
Uh-huh.
I'm like, I don't know how to adjust that right in the computer, but if I heat it up and then just press it on there and bend it, then it would be a perfect fit. That's what I was like, well,
yeah.
Okay, maybe it'll work. I don't know.
Here's how I would approach the problem. I would take the model, right? Since you already got it. Mm-hmm. And then I would take a 3D scan with a free scanning app on my phone.
Yeah.
And I would 3D scan the thing where I was going to put it, and then I put it in a blender. I'd use a deform modifier and use that to shape it the shape.
So what you're saying is I should do it the right way? I mean,
I don't think there is a right way. You know, it's just however it works. If it works, it works. If it works, it's the right way.
That's true.
I think my way is a lot more complicated.
I'm just like, light it on fire and then bend it.
That'll work. Probably, if you don't overcook it.
Yeah. Well, because I was messing around with it because I had the lighter out because I'm taking the little strings off of it, so I just melt them off.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, I wonder what would happen if I was just playing around with an extra piece that I had printed. And it didn't turn out bad, it held up. It didn't break or I was worried that it was the strands were gonna break apart, when I did it. But it didn't. It stayed together.
Yeah, I don't think I would worry about them breaking apart. They're more likely to melt and slump, I think, than they would be to break apart.
Well, they had to move my surgery for my right hand to the 22nd of July instead of the 8th. The doctor's going to be out.
It's going to be right before Deadpool and Wolverine.
Yeah.
Are you going to be able to get to the movies, sir?
Probably not. Actually more concerned about my left hand than my right hand when it comes to getting around, because I mainly drive with my left hand.
Yeah.
Right arm goes behind the seat on the passenger seat.
Well, I think all of us that grew up learning to drive a stick shift just drive with our left hand.
Yeah.
Dude, nobody today knows how to drive a stick shift unless you're like over 35. What happens in society?
Do they even sell stick shifts anymore?
Yes, but they're all like it's if you're buying like a performance vehicle. You know what I mean? Like they don't just make regular stick shifts anymore.
You can get like a work truck.
Well, maybe
a diesel work truck.
It used to be like buying a stick shift. That was the cheap vehicle, right? Like that's why you didn't have a lot of money. You bought a little, whatever Honda Civic, Toyota Tercel, whatever the hell it was. It had a stick shift in it, manual transmission because it was cheaper.
Manual roll up windows and
yeah.
I think I like driving them better. I think they force you to pay attention to the car more.
Yeah. I like driving a stick shift. I can't remember the last time I owned a stick shift though.
Yeah, I think the Vulcan belt can work out pretty good for
Oh, is Quinn out there? Yeah, Quinn's out there. Hey, Quinn. Swear to God, I'm going to come pick up those figures.
Yeah.
I was supposed to go last weekend, and I didn't. And I was like, it's okay. I'll go this weekend do it. And then my wife's like, I have to take my car to get the control arms replaced and some other stuff. So she's been borrowing my Suburban all week.
It sounds like there's going to be a lake tax now. That's Quinn.
A holding tax, storage tax.
Yeah, storage tax. And
I was like, I got busy this weekend. I was like, it's fine. I'll go by on Monday. And then my wife got busy because it was Memorial Day. And I was like, that's fine. I'll go by on Tuesday. And then Monday night, she's like, by the way, I have to borrow your car for the rest of the week because I'm taking mine to the shop tomorrow morning. And I was like, okay. I think we're getting her car back tomorrow. I do have another vehicle, but it doesn't have working AC, and
that's
not going to happen in South Texas. I'm not driving that thing. So
I've seen you without air conditioning. It's like it'd be safer for everybody.
yeah, no, that's not going to happen. I'm not driving that thing. I need to take it to get the AC fixed. I just haven't because I've been lazy. But
that's no longer a vehicle in South Texas. That's a torture device. I'm pretty sure that's
it's a parking spot filler, is what it is. It just sits there. I'm not going to drive it until the AC gets fixed.
Yeah,
so
it's too damn hot down there.
No, God, no, it's awful.
Working on my dozer. I got his feet and his shins printed.
Mm-hmm.
I tried to print it all at once with some. I forgot to send the titanium man head to. The name will come to me. Give me a second.
Don?
To Resilient Customs.
Oh.
The guy who painted Don's titanium man. I sent him all the armor pieces, and somehow I missed printing a head with the armor pieces. So then I had to go print a head, but then when I printed it with all the pieces for dozer, and it stuck to the plate. And so I have a titanium man head that looks like it got crushed by the Hulk. Which is fun, but probably not what he's looking for.
It's a custom. You know what I mean? It'll be the only one.
It
costs extra because it's special.
I think he'd appreciate that.
Oh, I got a question for you guys.
Okay.
What is the best brand of spray paint to use? If you're going to use spray paint, what's the best brand? I know there's a bunch of different types of stuff out there that's, like bonds to plastic and stuff like that, but is there like a brand that's
just
better
color wise?
Well, yeah, because I'm not hand painting this Millennium Falcon. I'm going to spray paint it because I'm going to hand paint the details on it.
Oh, hard plastic.
The base coat of black, I'm just going to spray paint it. I just want to get a good brand, and you guys know more about bonding to plastic than I do. So
base black, just do what I do. Get the automotive paint.
It's automotive, okay.
That Duplicolor.
Yeah.
And it'll be dry in like 10 minutes.
Yeah. All right, I'll do that. I'll grab some.
It's a little pricey, but it's very difficult to get that stuff to run.
For what I paid for this thing, I'm not too worried about it.
It's also pretty tough.
Yeah. I'm gonna all the red details and paneling, and I'm gonna do some the like silver scuff marks and stuff on it, make it look worn and stuff. That I'm gonna all do. I'm gonna brush paint all that on, but the base coat black, I just want to spray it and get it over with. So
took some Winsor Newton, rubbed down, cleaned off some spots, and basically just gonna paint the eyes and put. When the belt dries, put the belt on, and the body's done. Well, I'll mask it off. The Winsor Newton made the torso shiny, and I want to seal the black and red areas. So I'll mask that off, and I'll hit that with some dull coat. Dull it back down. But yeah, this looks good. Put the lid on the Winsor Newton so I don't drink it like a bottle of water.
Yeah, that would be not good.
Got enough still stuck on going to the hospital for.
I don't think that would be very refreshing.
I think that came out pretty good. That 3D printed cannon.
Oh yeah.
Nice.
So I was waiting for the glass I had to order on eBay, but I found a dude selling it for like $3.99. But yeah, I think that came out pretty good. Now I got to figure out how to get one to the bottom. The bottom was not made to attach one, but I want one on the top and the bottom. I'm probably going to have to freaking manufacture something down there to attach it to. I just don't know what yet.
Oh, once I get through changing out the FAP cannon, could I ask you for a Space Ghost head? Drop it in the folder.
Yeah. You don't have to wait until after you're done changing out the FIP. You can ask me now.
Okay. Can I have a Space Ghost head?
Yeah.
You don't want me to wait for me to change out the FIP because it's going to take me like 5 days to do it.
I'm telling you, man. Those things have so many screws in them.
I still got to finish. Make sure it's super clean too. Clean everything off. Yeah, getting a hole in the bottom of your FIP is not a good thing.
Nope, no fun at all.
I'm looking at it and ruin my damn screen.
Yeah. You can wipe the screen down. That's not a problem.
Well, it hardened some of the resin onto the screen.
Yeah, that's all right. I had that happen to me once. And I just very, very carefully scratched at it with my fingernail until it came off. Now, if you're worried about that ever happening again, and I haven't tried this, but some people have said that if you put like just a spritz of Pam on there and rub it around, but I would find somebody who actually did that before I do it. That's just what I have heard.
It sounds kind of risky.
Yeah, I don't know what that would do. That's just, like I said. That's something from the internet, so you don't know. You got to take that stuff with a grain of salt.
Yep.
As we give advice for people to do stuff on the internet. It's not the same.
Not the same.
We're trustworthy. As everybody on the internet says.
Oh, I did get my Marvel Select Hulkbuster in.
Oh, yeah?
And damn, is it nice. I mean, I knew it was. I've seen it before, but
yeah,
I love this thing, man.
The colors is great. It's not as big as the new one and don't have the alternate hands and stuff, but it is still a nice piece.
I don't know why, like Marvel Legends, why Hasbro can't use paint like this. These are not that much more expensive than a Marvel Legend.
Well, technically, that's cheaper than the current Marvel
Well,
Legends.
it was retail was half the price of the one from Hasbro.
Mm-hmm.
They're just using cheap red plastic.
I generally have liked the Marvel Select stuff that I've gotten, but I haven't got a whole lot of it. And I have seen some of their older figures. Some of their older figures are a bit frightening.
Yeah.
I like the big characters because they work with Marvel Legends stuff. So the Hulks and the Juggernauts, and I've got Abomination and Colossus and all those big characters that work really well with all my Marvel Legends.
And the sculpt on the Colossus is really nice.
Oh, dude, it's awesome. Great.
He's got older style hips, but it still works.
All right, I got an incoming call. I'm going to mute myself for a minute.
Okay.
All right, fresh off the printer, we got struts for the ramp.
Nice. Quinn Comics, Space Ghost is looking great, my friend. Thank you. Can't thank you enough. I'm glad to help, Quinn. Just don't sell my bumblebees. Thank you very much, Quinn. I gotta give you a hard time since you sold my backer mice for Mars. Let's see. I did a little fitment tweak on the new He-Man head. A little bit of green stuff in there just to fill up the void of the cavity, because the socket was they made the neck on the Icarus torso so long, and so they made the cavity really deep. And the skin tones were slightly off. I put like a Tester's mahogany wash onto the skin and the hair. It blended it in a little bit better. It's still off just a smidgen, but not enough to really worry about. I like it. His sword needs polished up again. That's the beauty with the graphite powder. If it starts to tarnish, you can always just polish it back out. You go rinse my fingers off, and I'll be right back. And I need to grab something to get some dull coat on anyway. I say real quick, but I'm old and crippled. As fast as I can go.
All right, I'm back.
Oh shit! I was the only one here for a minute.
Yep, you didn't even know. Most of the time, I don't talk very much because I'm too engrossed in what I'm doing.
I don't either, man.
And I forget.
When I'm not doing my shows, I don't talk very much.
I forget what I'm doing. Like,
I think I use other people's shows as like a break.
Me too. Except I don't have a show of my own, so
It's just a break.
it's just a break. That's how it goes, man. That's how it goes.
Oh. My Quasar buddy.
It forces me to sit down and do something that I enjoy doing that otherwise I would just skip because I would be doing work.
Well, yeah, same thing. Like, I wouldn't be messing with this right now if I wasn't sitting in here doing this, and I want to do this.
Yeah.
I'd be doing something else.
Doing yard work or dishes or laundry or preparing for the next time I go back to work. But, you know, it's good to take a break from that stuff sometimes.
Not too bad at all. These struts look great.
Oh yeah, they look nice.
They came out perfect.
I feel like I'm in a weird spot this evening. I'm not usually over on the left-hand side, am I?
Well, you're a admin right now.
There, that's where I belong.
You can actually move stuff around right now. You're an admin.
Yeah, I did. I moved myself over to the right-hand side. Oh, do we see these comments? I totally forget sometimes that I had to read comments. Ooh. Let's see. Quinn said he already adjusted the order for Bumblebee.
Mm-hmm.
And he said, I got one of them in and just waiting for the rest. Hopefully the order gets fulfilled.
That's the Bucker Mouse.
I'm about to mute because I'm about to turn my Dremel on.
You're not going to take us to Dremel Town?
Meow. It's a magneto torso I use for the Quasar. The shoulder sockets were as loose as can be. And I put some Kikis in there and it got a little bit too thick on one side. It drained from one side to the other.
Oh no.
And it kind of goofed stuff up. I actually ruined one of the arms and actually has wrist. Luckily I'm just using the bone breaker biceps down.
Yeah.
So I got a whole bunch of those.
I need to make myself a Professor X. I think I got the one where he's in the black outfit with that part of the bone breaker wave.
No.
Or am I hallucinating? What was the one where it was in the black outfit?
That's the Tri-Sentinel wave.
Oh, yeah. Okay. Yeah, you're right. Don't pay attention to me. I don't know what I'm talking about. Anyway, I got that one. And I got, I think I got J. Jonah Jameson, so I'm just going to take his body and smack the Professor X head on him.
Got the closed eyes, non-jizz head.
I don't know what you're talking about.
The hover chair one, the effect they give for using his psychic powers, looks like Spooge.
Yeah, I don't like their hover chair.
It's not the hover chair, it's the power effect for the hover chair. For his back of his head, it looks like Juggernaut spooged on the back of his head.
Well, I still don't like their power chair.
So I don't use that.
So I made my own. There it is. Nice, simple.
Yep. Nice. Very nice. There's a tight background there to the American flag. Yes, sir. Roadcat Studios in the house. Hello, sir. I got throttle in, just waiting for the other two. Hopefully they fulfill my order. Thank you, sir. I'm gonna scratch off the mess I got from there from the Kikis.
I watched some of the what was it, Star Trek Strange New Worlds? Is that what it is with Pike?
Yeah.
I'm not versed well enough in Star Trek history to know where they're screwing things up. But I know they screwed some stuff up.
They're making changes all through it. The thing is it's not a bad show.
It's not a bad show. Yeah.
It's just that, I mean, there is one truly awful episode, which is that musical episode is a steaming pile of crap.
Yeah.
Their entire interpretation of how they handle Spock is horrible.
It's just they and I guess there's part of it that's unavoidable because you're dealing with a time where, you know, all we know about it is afterwards, right? There's never been a show on that stuff before. There's never, you know, we had one episode, well, arguably two with Pike in it, and that was it. That's all we ever had. And so I get that they have to make adjustments and things like that, but they're changing things like, you know, there's a whole war with the Gorn, whereas in the original series, which is supposed to take place after this, they'd never seen a Gorn before.
Yep.
And, you know, there's changes they made, which, I mean, as a show individually, I enjoy most of it. There's a few episodes here and there that I don't like. But there's obvious stuff in there where if you've watched the original series and you've been watching Star Trek, like you're like, well, that they changed that. Well, they changed that. They changed that. They changed that.
It would make it so much easier if they quit trying to insist it's the main timeline.
I thought part of the premise for the story was that it wasn't the main timeline, that Pike did something that changed. Pike should actually be like all crispy in a wheelchair.
No. He all he did was look into the future to see that that's going to happen to him.
Oh, I thought
he hasn't actually changed anything.
I thought he changed it, and that's why all this stuff was different, and that they're still waiting for him to go back and make the right decision. Right? He just has to come to the.
No, it's just he basically looked forward 10 years into the future or 5 years into the future or something like that, and saw how he was going to. That Klingon thing, whatever it was, it's supposed to show him how you're going to die, but he doesn't actually die. But I guess that's when his life is over. So it showed him that, and so you just know that that's going to happen at some point in the future, and now he knows that's going to happen at some point in the future. He just doesn't know exactly when.
It's kind of a pessimistic way to look at a severe injury.
Mm-hmm. Which the complaint I heard a lot of people talking about was like, well, that's just stupid because, like, it's the future and they can fix him if he gets, you know, all burnt up and all that, and they can replace bones and all organs and all that stuff, to which I get, and it is pretty stupid, except for the fact that even 100 years after that, they still haven't cured baldness. So, like, I don't know.
Oh, so here's my theory on that. You ready? My theory on that is that they can do it. However, it's a vanity thing. They choose not to do it because it's, you know, it's kind of like vanity chic to be like, oh, I'm not concerned with appearances because I'm.
Oh, maybe that's it.
Oh, they did explain that. I think Roddenberry was on statements like where people just don't care anymore about being bald.
Yeah,
it's not really considered a bad thing.
Is it considered a bad thing now to be bald?
Well, apparently, some people.
I mean, Patrick Stewart, Michael Jordan. Moby. Those are the three bald people I know. I'm sure there are some others.
Yeah. I would love for them to do a modern Quasar. They did the classic Quasar, which won that horrible Bucky cap. Which
I saw somebody do a kit bash that looked really good. They just took the head and the bracers and the belt, or the head, the bracers, the boots, the and the cape, and put it on the Vulcan body.
Yeah.
And that was it. They didn't paint anything. They didn't do anything. They just did that, and it looked pretty damn cool. It was like a really cool Quasar costume. Just doing those part swaps over onto the Vulcan body with the dark blue and the red. It looked fantastic.
Which I have extra Vulcans.
Yeah, it looks really good. Somebody put it on one of the Facebook pages that we're all a part of. I was impressed. I was like, damn, I might try that because it looks really good. It was like it's a better buck, you know, and the cape and it like just perfectly matched without any paint or anything.
Oh, I do know how the waist piece. I just dumped all my parts out onto the table. My Sawyer that I'm slowly putting back together. After I gave you mine.
You haven't finished that yet?
No. I'll work on it right now. I was going to say, I know how the waist comes apart. Because this one wasn't glued. Yeah. The waist is just the piece is just a cover. And so you could actually take this apart and swap out the lower body with what's his face? First appearance of Star-Lord. You have blue legs.
Oh yeah.
Or do Black Panther and dry brush blue over it. That's actually what I did with this one. These are Black Panther legs. They're black, and I did the dark blue over top of them. We're going to paint in the head. It don't fit in that one. They fixed the pricing on the Cabal set.
Oh, they did?
Yeah, it's down to $75 now.
That makes more sense.
Well, originally it was supposed to have been a 4-pack. It's supposed to have a Loki. So apparently, it could have been an innocent mistake that they listed it for $100. Or they were testing the water, see if people would actually pay $100 for it. Because at $100, I didn't order.
Yeah, it's.
I'll be honest, I wasn't going to order it anyway. I don't have any problem with my Taskmaster, and it's the same Doom I already have, and I just...
The main draw in it for me is Iron Patriot.
Yeah, the Iron Patriot's good. That's the only one that I was like, oh man, that'd be nice to have, but...
Yeah, of course you buy a 3-pack.
Not enough to pay $75 just to get him. Like, at some point, people are going to be selling them loose on eBay, so I'm not too worried about it.
Yeah. I didn't have that Doom. So
if you don't have the Doom and Taskmaster, then it's awesome.
Yeah, I don't have
perfect.
Taskmaster either.
You know,
Plus, it's the nicest Taskmaster they've done with being on a Vulcan body.
I just don't like the head. The
Yeah,
body's great, except he's shorter, and he's shorter than the Taskmaster we already have.
How is
And
that possible? It's Lucky Cap, the original one.
I know, I've seen them next to each other. Somebody did, one of these YouTubers that got a hold of it early.
Oh,
Did a video
Robo.
compared to the old one, and the old one's taller, and his head sculpt's way better. The new head sculpt doesn't look like a mask; it looks like his head, which is not what Taskmaster's supposed to look like. Taskmaster's wearing a skull mask. It's not. He doesn't have a skull head. So I like the Bucky Cap one better because it's taller and has a better head sculpt.
I still like the Udon one too.
The Udon one's my favorite one. That's the one that That's the one I keep on my my Thunderbolt shelf.
Mm-hmm.
My Thunderbolts / Dark Avengers / whatever the hell it's supposed to be. I don't know. I kind of have both teams mashed together, but.
Oh, Brian's here. Hello, fellows. Good day, Brian. Or good night. I built the solar panel for a sex machine. What? That's why I'm bald.
Okay.
I got it. He's bald. It's the solar panel for the sex machine.
I gotcha.
Save time for hair maintenance. Yes, sir. If I ever, I always said when I was younger, if I ever start losing my hair, I'd just shave it. Which, kind of moot point because we got good hair genes in my family. So,
I'm not probably gonna lose my hair either, but I shave my head every once in a while just to keep it so that it's like we've got time for messing with all that.
yeah, I like to. In the summertime, I keep my hair pretty short.
Yeah. Every once in a while, it's just, feels nice and clean to just start fresh. Somebody connected something.
Yeah, I'm about to print that cannon you just made. That I plug my
The cannon that Canon made.
the cannon that Cannon made.
I didn't make it. I just adjusted it.
It's yours now.
It's yours now.
No.
You reversed it, so it's completely opposite from what it was before. It's all new.
100% different, huh?
It's literally the antithesis of what it was. So, it's your responsibility.
Something lost connection.
All right. Now we're printing.
I would buy the Taskmaster if they sold him solo. Everybody would buy every figure in that wave. So really, it hurts themselves. It hurts them more than anything when they do these stupid 3-packs. It just keeps people from. You're not selling as many units.
Yeah.
More
people would buy if.
Well, because especially the Doom with the Doombot face, I couldn't see him putting it out and not having people army build that.
Yep.
They would.
And people would buy the shit out of that Norman too, because people have been wanting an updated Iron Patriot forever. And what they do? Put in a stupid 3-pack. You buy. At least it's not another Loki in the pack. It could be $100 set. We don't need another comic book Loki unless they're going to do a very elaborate version.
You know what they need to do? Remember the really nice Toy Biz Loki from way back in the day?
Horns,
everything. Dude, if they did a modern version of that, that would be awesome.
Yep. Dar said he started shaving his head today. I started shaving it, and he shaved today. And I'm not interested in the Doom and the Iron Patriot. He just wants a Taskmaster, which is Taskmaster is a key character, which a lot of people want.
Yeah, and again, like, if I didn't have Taskmaster, then that's 2 down. I'd be more likely to buy it. But I've already have 2 versions of Taskmaster that are really good.
Yeah.
Like, I don't need another Taskmaster.
The toy is
again.
The Master is really nice too.
The what one?
The Toy Biz.
Oh yeah, no, that one's still like a really nice figure.
But I think the classic Taskmaster on the bucket cap, I actually gave him the Toy Biz sword because it's got a lot better looking sword.
Yeah.
I remember I picked up one of those Taskmasters at a convention really cheap, and I did a custom of it a long time ago. It made back when Foosh did like custom Spotlight customs. It made it the custom of the week.
I haven't watched the Foosh since Robo left. Do they still do videos?
I have no idea. I think about everybody unsubscribed when Robo left.
Honestly, for the longest time, I just thought that was him.
Yeah, I did too. For a long time, I just thought he was Foosh.
Yeah.
Okay.
Harker was one that told me about him and Aves were just employees that got salaries. They didn't even get the money from the YouTube channel.
That's dumb.
What you working on?
Who, me?
Yes.
Dozer. For Wetworks.
Wetworks. Is that a comic book? Is that a new comic book? I never heard of that one.
No, it's old.
I liked Wetworks a lot, man. That was a good comic. If only Will Spertasio could keep up with his schedule. I mean, like, I know he didn't, because he had, like, I think in that first year at Image, he had, like, 2 different family members die, which is why that comic kept getting delayed, and he would only, like, drop an issue every 6 months.
Yeah.
But it was a really good book. I liked it a lot. I love his art. I liked his art on Uncanny X-Men better than Jim Lee's.
What?
I did.
Sounds
Like when Jim Lee left and he took over Uncanny X-Men and Jim Lee went over to do X-Men, I love that art. I love his style. That may be blasphemous for some people, but I liked it.
I'm trying to find pictures of that Taskmaster I made. And Google Drive is so damn slow about populating pictures. Surprised it's not killed my stream yet. Wow, I have Sergeant spelled really badly in the folder. It's Sergeant. Well, I got the Shield 3-pack in.
Yeah.
And have not even opened it. I set it up on the fireplace mantle and Opened it up, took it out of the box, set the box up, the 3-pack box up on the fireplace mantle, and just that's where it's sitting right now.
I was really tempted to get that, and then I had to get some car repairs. I was like,
I forgot I ordered it.
Priorities.
I forgot where I ordered it. I got thinking, like, did I order it? And I checked out the regular places I usually order at. I didn't see it. And then, like, oh, let me check it. I logged in, like, checking another order at Entertainment Earth. It's like, oh, that's where I ordered it. Yeah. Put another coat of red on the head. Brian picked up a 2XL and 3XL gray and black for a little giveaway. Been planning. Brian's my friend that does the vinyl graphic stuff. He wanted to make a shirt for you, Kanan. And we were talking about doing a giveaway for a couple shirts he's making.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, that shirt looks good. I think one of my kids ran off with it again.
Darcy, I don't care what you say. I like the Taskmaster design in the new Black Widow movie. I like the design, but I hate the fact that it's not Taskmaster.
I'm still holding out hope that at some point they introduce the real Taskmaster and we find out whatever that guy's name was, that Russian dude, that was his inspiration to turn her into him, was the real Taskmaster. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Omega Web 13, I hope the Foosh Ninja Trail figures are good. Well, I did pre-order them. I didn't get him. I'm not a Ninja Scroll fan. I never really watched the show, the movie, whatever, or series, whatever it is. So I was out. So not just they're bad looking figures, just yeah.
Well, for me, it's just scale. Like
I'm indifferent to them.
I'm not in the market for true 6-inch scale stuff.
Yeah. Which I always thought that was weird with Robo back when they did their like ninja figures. Because before they come out those ninja figures, Robo was always about like scale, wanting everything to be scaled properly. Then they did their figure line, and they're like true 6-inch scale, and not Marvel Legends scale, like the scales he don't like. And I always wondered about that because back in the day, I always thought the same thing. It's like Robo was Foosh. It's like, why did he make a figures that's not in scale with the stuff he likes?
May not been his decision there.
Yeah, that's what. He was just the front man for the longest time, and all the way everybody made the decisions for that stuff was not him. Which I think their ninjas work great for hand ninja steel though, because I don't mind the ninjas being shorter. You know, because they're Asian. So he said he co-created Bishop. The artist, I guess, like the work.
Yeah. Well, yeah. I mean, he was the one that Bishop showed up when Wills Portasio was doing X-Men. So yeah, he was a co-creator. He designed him at the very least. He's the one that came up with the design for Bishop.
You mean Different Strokes?
Mm-hmm.
He's totally. What was the character's name in the Different Strokes?
Willis?
No, the little brother.
Oh, Arnold.
Arnold. There's a cover of the actor Arnold that plays Arnold wearing like a conductor outfit, blue overalls, coveralls, yellow stripes. It is red handkerchief. It is absolutely the inspiration for Bishop's outfit. 100%. It can't be because it's too dead on.
It's kind of funny.
All they need to do is have Bishop be like this. What you talking about, Willis?
Yeah.
That's the problem when sitting there painting. It's like Gary Coleman. Gary Coleman is the actor's name. But Gary Coleman's definitely the inspiration for Bishop. When I'm painting something dark red, I always use this Citadel as it's like a red primer. I don't have a lot of testers red left, guards red, and I'll use this stuff as a primer. Then I'll go over it with the guards red. I'm gonna miss my guards red when I'm out. And it's going to be soon because I don't have a lot left. And that right there, it's the last of it. I got that much in the bottle.
All right, gentlemen, I hate to do this, but I got to cut out.
All right.
I got some Shiite I have to go do. But,
well, if you need anything else flipped, let me know.
Oh, I certainly will. So far, that's it.
Did you ever get the rest of those walls to print?
I never did. I could never get them to print right.
All right, I'll go back and take a look at them now.
Yeah, I went through and adjusted and did like 100% build support, for everything. And no matter what I did, no matter, like, I cleaned I tried everything I could think of to get it to, like, I was like, am I doing something wrong? I could never get those walls to print right. They just started moving all over the place, and I don't know what the hell was going on with those things. The only thing I didn't try, maybe I should, was flipping them upright and see if they'll build that way. I didn't try that, but there's no way to support them that way if you build it that way.
Yeah, because you'll end up with supports between your bricks.
Yeah.
So the issue that I typically run into if I build something upright like that is that at one point it will catch an edge and it will just knock the whole damn thing over.
Yeah. So yeah, that's the only thing I didn't try.
Let me now that I got my I don't want to keep you. I'll try printing it on my printer.
No. It's all right to keep him talking like you did to any of us.
I'm not doing the pee-pee dance though.
I thought he had to go.
Well, I know I had to go. I had to go and get me on.
That just happens sometimes in the natural, progression of a conversation. Now that I got my printer put back together, I will my filament printer. I will give it a whirl.
Yeah, maybe it's just I don't know. Maybe it's just my printer's just like no. Like I don't know what. Which was weird because the first couple walls I printed did fine.
Yeah.
Then then I tried a couple more, and every time I would try a couple more after that, it was just nothing. So,
do you know which walls it was that it had troubles with?
At the moment, I don't know. I don't remember anymore.
If you remember, let me know.
Yeah, I will. I'll see if I can, because I the ones that printed fine, I have those, so I can at least tell you which ones it wasn't.
Okay.
So.
Yeah, just send me a message over on Discord and I'll
see
if I can get that fixed.
All right. All right, gentlemen. I will see y'all later. Jared, I'll see you tomorrow.
Oh, right. Now I need to get that set up.
That's fine. So, all right. Later, guys.
Have a good night. And now we can get the full screen. We'll have to change the zoom level. Mm-hmm. Do. How would one go about prepping joints on a pinless arm? Those are tricky. What I've done is take like a small Dremel bits and just slowly work and grind a little bit of the surface material out this way. Then I'd flex the joint up, try to get as much this way, enough where I'd have enough clearance. And where you can't take them out, it is tricky. And a good lacquer paint, what I would recommend too with the joints after you, for that, it's a little more durable, tougher paint. Watch the page for the giveaway coming soon. I'm going to give away some Collector Express t-shirts. And there will be plenty of notice on how to enter. Yep.
I'll enter for that one. I don't ever enter for any of that other stuff. I'll enter for a t-shirt.
Ron does some damn good shirts too.
Yeah, he does. Very, very professional looking. That's just using a vinyl cutter.
Yep, he's got a commercial vinyl cutter and press. He's light table. He weeds all out by hand.
That stuff looks good.
Yes. A lot of work into an individual shirt, and they look nice.
their clothing. I haven't seen it for a minute. Again, here's what I find. I like come out, right? I'm looking for clothes, and I'm like, I just did laundry. Where's my t-shirt? And then I see one of my kids walking past, and I'm like, that's my t-shirt. What are you doing? How am I supposed to have any clothes if you guys keep wearing them? It fits them like a tent, because my kids are a lot smaller than me. Facebook and Instagram will have all the details coming soon, huh?
All the deets.
Darth Gutierrez did laundry today too.
I got
laundry
a
about
stack I
every
need to
day
do.
with my kids. You got to do laundry every day with kids.
I got a stack I need to take care of tomorrow. Mm-hmm. You got all the guard painted up. Cross guard.
It's looking nice. They're shiny.
Let that dry up and paint the pommel. Then I'll take the tape off, do the grip, and the sword be done. Yeah, I just dropped it.
I find that I haven't really started working until I've dropped 2 or 3 things.
Okay. Got it. Balance. Oh, does my He-Man have a way to store his sword? Yes, he does. It's got a spot in the back here for the sword, power sword.
What's the harness made out of?
He-Man. 2000X He-Man.
Oh, it looks really good.
Now I like the stuff off the 2000X part, the figures. Oh, somebody commented on Instagram like I'd like to know how to make these skirt pieces. Find 2000X He-Man, break it in half, and there you go.
Take something, buy something that's expensive, destroy it, and then put it back together.
Well, they're not actually expensive.
Oh, are they?
You can actually get a junker 2000X He-Man pretty cheap. Most of the time they're missing the chest harness, but if you're needing just the loincloth pieces, just grab one of those and you can break it in half and you'll have the arm. But the bracers are part of the arm, so I just cut them off and hollowed them out.
Yeah, you don't need to do that anymore. If you want me to make some He-Man bracers, I think I'm capable.
Oh yeah.
And then it'll cost you a couple cents instead of a couple of bucks.
There you go. And a lot less time of cutting and drilling.
And once you get them, you just have them.
I got that orange resin in. I might have to see if you could model up some fire hair.
Fire hair?
Well, basically like Ghost Rider, like flames off of it.
Yeah. I started that a while back. I should finish it.
It's for the Incinerary, the female fire character.
No, so not like Ghost Rider.
So it's same type of flames, just not skull head. I can take measurements too. I'm going to use the.
Send me the measurements on Discord, and I'll have them. Send them to me on Instagram. I'll lose them.
Yep. I want to use a Monet head. So I figured that would work really good, and just take the hair piece off of it and have a good. The only thing, he has a Merce. Yes, he does have a fanny pack Merce.
Do you have those on kilts?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't even do that.
All right. Thank you, Darth.
There's a guy that made a set of He-Man stuff, but it's like to 3D print.
Yeah.
But it's like $50 to buy it, which is
That's
they're proud of their work. It looks good.
Yeah, better.
But it's like a full set. It's like parts for a printable harness and bags to go around a belt and 2 different swords and an axe. But it's $50.
I saw somebody's making parts for the Atom body that just came out and turned into Thor.
Be a good use for that figure.
Mm-hmm.
Definitely needs a head. The head that's on there is weird.
Yeah, it's a little peanut.
That's my biggest complaint about it. So far. I might complain more later.
All right. Just had my reading glasses. What do I do with them? Put them down. I don't know what I do with them now.
I think he's supposed to be like Dozer Mendoza. I think he's supposed to be like
Latino?
Yeah.
Darth was asking who you're working on, and Dozer from Wetworks.
Yeah. My version of Dozer from Wetworks. Not the big old like pink Skittle Dozer before he turned into a big old pink Skittle.
He turns into a pink skill.
Yes, he does. Or Easter egg. What would you call that? Big old pink Easter egg with arms. Rockets. Yeah, I don't. I don't know why they did them so dirty.
Yeah, they kill them off too later on.
They almost spoil it.
Oh, you haven't read that?
I already knew he died. Yeah.
I don't think it's spoiling a 30-year-old comic if the character dies.
Hey, on the time schedule I got for watching things, it might be spoiling it. It's 30 years old. We're not doing that version. We're doing this version. Not that you can see it because it's a really bad picture. But that's the version we're doing. And by we're, I mean me. It's the version I'm doing.
This is Solar Man the Atom, what I'm working on.
How long are we going this evening?
After 2 hours. We're at the 137. Boatcat Studios, I couldn't get the face thing down in Blender yet. I keep forgetting what the useful keys are.
The face thing?
I guess sculpting faces. Or the faces for the geometry. I don't know.
It's
One of those
Dozer from Wetworks.
Yeah.
You're talking about like so like if I got this box here and like it's got that opening there, but I don't want the opening there, and then I need to close it back up like that kind of face.
I don't know. It was Boldcat's question, not mine.
Well, that's who I'm talking to.
Yeah. I didn't see anybody else here, so I didn't know.
All right, so if I delete this face and then I need to put a face back there, then I can just hit the F key. Bullcat wants to know if he can pop in.
I don't think I'm connected to Twitter on here. There. Boldcat, I put sent the link on to Instagram because I'm not logged in on Twitter on this computer, and I don't remember my account.
Yeah, I haven't been on Twitter for a long time. Guess I'm not that cool.
You're not missing anything.
I'm also not on Facebook.
You're not missing anything.
I'd figure I had enough political arguments with my sister who doesn't agree with me. that don't get very friendly sometimes. That I didn't need to have political arguments with strangers.
You're not missing anything.
Oh, there he is at the stage.
Hey, how's it going?
It's going
Doing all right. How are you?
I'm doing all right.
All right. So, what's your question?
Well, I just now got back into doing Blender again, and I keep forgetting the keys. and I was saying that for me, for some reason, one of the hardest things doing on Blender is molding the face.
Yeah,
Molding the face. Yeah.
making the face it's challenging. So you needed like a hotkey cheat sheet?
Yeah, I don't think there's any books on how to use Blender.
There is a guy. I think there's like a Blender, like user's manual. Basically, it's not very user friendly. To, in my opinion. All right, so you want to know how to do a face?
Yeah.
Let me save this.
Because at some point, if I have some free time, I would like to try to 3D model my characters for like a statue for campaigns.
Yeah, there are lots of different approaches to doing it. Typically, I just kind of do whatever, but like I'll just model it and look at it while I model it and decide what it's going to look like as I do it, or like pull up a reference image. The other way you can do it is like make double sure I saved that. Alright, so the other thing I can do is like, let me find a reference image real quick. Okay, I'm stealing this image from WordPress just to use for educational purposes. No, I don't want all that. I just want the... No! Never mind. Let's try this again.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so you're going to want to get an image. This one's nice because now my computer's decided to open Photoshop. This was nice because they've already taken the liberty of drawing these lines over the top to kind of show you how to divide up the face there.
Mm-hmm.
Add image, reference, find where you downloaded your image to. There it is.
The image thing, I was able to get It was just the aligning and the molding thing.
Like after you got okay, so you got the image in there. Okay, so then what you're gonna do is, I typically just start with a side view, right? And we're going to turn on X-ray mode so we can see through it. And go into edit mode. All right. So from here, what I'm going to do is I'm going to just right, and you'd have this image in there twice. So you'd have it once so you have the side view, and once so you have the front view.
Yeah.
And then from here, all I'm going to do is I'm going to start like outlining it. So if I start and I have my vertices selected, I can hit the E key to extrude that and drag that out. And then every time I get it into the position that I want, I just click with the left mouse button. Right, but that's not going to have any like depth to it at this point. It's just going to be a flat two-dimensional line. So then once you're done doing all that, what you'll do is you will, so once you get the outline here, right, you're going to take this and you're going to match these points up. So where you got them here, and match them up over here. Copy this, Control V, rotate Z90.
Oh, Darth, that's just a random picture Ken picked off online to show the example.
Yeah, this is from this is for educational purposes only. It's from WordPress.com. Right. So now that I got the
how would you know if it's perfectly aligned?
what do you mean, how do you know if it's perfectly aligned?
Well,
You just
I'll use one.
look at it.
Okay.
So
Like everything that's at the. You know what?
So see this here, right? It's not. You're not ever going to get it perfectly aligned. It's not going to happen.
Yeah.
You just have to get it as close as you're willing to tolerate. All right. So like this doesn't even match. Like this picture doesn't even really match front to side, but it's kind of with the way the lines are drawn on here. You notice that? Because you can see that the eye, see this line that comes across, that's at the same eye level. So this is actually aligned just fine here, but the drawing that they put on there doesn't match what they put on the side view. So you just kind of like, you know, you kind of use your best judgment about where things are going to be at. So now I'm going to start, like if I start extruding this eyebrow ridge here, right? Then I'm going to have to come back to this side view, look at the side view and go, okay, that's not the spot, so I'll move this over, and then find the next one, and move that over, find the next one, move that over. Right, and then I got to look at the front. So that's kind of more problematic because those don't match up. Like with where they have their lines drawn.
Yeah.
But you can look and see, okay, well, on this one they're further back. Like that's not lining up the way you would expect it to line up. So I don't like doing it that way because to me this is more work, right? And I can probably get a good likeness doing this way. I mean, I know I can, but you got to make sure that your images are matching up, if that makes sense. And you got to know exactly where your two, points in space are going to be. So that, I mean, I'll get there eventually like that. I don't like doing it like that. I think that is very work intensive. So instead, typically what I do is I go and I take and I will add a cube, and then I will subdivide that cube, which is this is the work process that I went through this evening. Typically subdivide it twice, and then I'll apply that, and then I'll add a deform modifier. So deform lattice, and then add a lattice, scale that up so that it envelops what used to be a cube.
Wait, I didn't hear you. Did you say use a subdivide or was it something else?
Yeah, so the first thing I do is I subdivide it, right? So I get something like this, and then I add a lattice modifier for like a deform modifier.
Yeah.
And use the lattice, and then I add the lattice, and then I select the lattice. Lattice. Sounds like I'm selling salads. Now that I've selected the lattice on my deform modifier for my what is now a circle or a sphere instead of a cube, I just come in here and go into edit mode with my lattice. Actually, I should probably line this a little bit better than when I got it. So now I'm going to grab this picture and grab this picture. I'm going to move it to about there. All right, now I'm going to take and do from the side view and edit it. All right, so now we're matching the basic shape. Right, more quickly. And then if I need more like areas to modify it, I think 5 is usually what I end up with. About. Now, I would typically add the lips and the nose on separate as well as the ears, and then just attach those with a Boolean operation because, or attach it manually. Because typically what happens is that it's just when I add another subdivision surface modifier. typically what happens is that it's just you want to be able to work the spaces behind them, and there's a lot of hiding and unhiding, and sometimes that gets a little bit unruly. So instead, I just build the parts that protrude out and then stick them to it.
Alrighty.
And you can see here from the front that I haven't adjusted the width at all on this. So take this, take those. Scale it
Is that a
all
new
the way.
Prime collector?
Yep.
Nice.
Just did a trick I learned from another customizer, Hebrew Customs.
Yeah.
I got some heat shrink and put over the pegs because these are from the 1/6 scale Marvelated Spider-Man, and the pegs are too small for. So I put shrink wrap on them. Now they fit just fine.
Will the shrink wrap stay on? Will it stay on?
Yeah, it's heat shrink too. Once it goes on there, it's tight.
Okay.
Heat shrink tubing. Just took my heat gun and heated them up.
Yeah, I might have to get some of that.
Right. So now I got the basic shape of the head. And you could modify that more if you wanted to, or you could just take it from here. And you want to apply your subdivision. I think you typically apply from the top down.
One other thing I have a problem with, which I'm not sure if there's any fix, is that
And you get rid of that.
whenever I try to make the head, it would have like too many vertices because I'm trying to keep the sculpt smooth.
So use a subdivision surface modifier as opposed to adding more vertices.
Yeah.
And modeling for looks is different than modeling for like video games. So if you're modeling something that you're then eventually going to 3D print, you're probably not going to worry too much about your vertice count unless it's a computer performance thing. Does that make sense?
Yeah, because what I want to do is 3D print the molds, the models.
So you're not gonna worry too much about the poly count unless you're doing it to reduce resource use on your machine.
Yeah.
So this one's going to have boot swivels.
Oh, that's different.
It's looking good. You got the solar head. More code red, and I think it's gonna be good.
One thing I was trying to do as a way of getting back into 3D modeling was I thought I would try something that would be a little bit easier. So I made this thing.
Yeah, I think it's important to start with something that's easy to do, that's basic forms. Because once you familiarize yourself with the tools, I'm not going to work on this anymore, but you can see where it's going, right? Once you familiarize yourself with the tools, then it makes because you want to get familiar enough with it so that you are not having to think about what you're doing.
Yeah.
Like with regard to what tool do I need to use here? What tool do I need to use here? You want to get familiar with it enough so that you can concentrate on how it looks as opposed to what tool you need to use to make it look like what you want it to look like.
Yeah.
Kind of like, knife shoe.
I thought doing it on a car would be a little bit easier because that car doesn't really have that much detail unless you want to put more detail into it.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, cars are pretty difficult too, but that's a lot easier than trying to do a face to start out with.
I just thought it'd be the best way to dust off the cobwebs.
Yeah. Refamiliarize yourself with the tools before jumping in too deep, getting discouraged.
So I try making baby from Supernatural.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not sure if I did a good job.
What I saw looked good. I didn't see it for very long, but it looked good so far.
It's just that one thing I think I have a problem with is the alignment between the model and the picture.
Yeah. So the other thing is that and I'm guilty of this, is that Blender is really for like
Animation in video games.
Yeah, and if you're gonna do a car model, you should do that in like CAD. But I haven't, decided to learn CAD yet. So
I wanted to try ZBrush, but
it's expensive.
Yeah,
Yeah,
and they charge you monthly for it too.
Yeah, it's a ridiculous amount.
That's more of a company stuff.
Yeah, it's really expensive. And you're getting to the point where Blender is like, I've used ZBrush before, and I think that it's not got everything ZBrush has, and this has been a couple years back, but it's getting to where Blender, if you know the tools and stuff, like you can pretty much do anything you do in ZBrush in Blender.
Could you make the joints move, or make the pegs?
Yeah, you can. I'm still working on how to do that and make it good, but you absolutely can. Essentially all it is like, what kind of joint you want to make.
Yeah.
And then you just do it like, look at your Marvel Legends for reference or whatever.
Marble leggings.
Or whatever. Mafex or whatever
Marble leggings?
your articulation scheme is.
That's an old joke from when the first announcement when Walgreens was going to start getting exclusives.
Mm-hmm.
People can already see like price check on marble leggings.
Marble leggings.
Yep, the shrink wrap stuff works good. Shrink tubing, heat shrink tubing, and those hands are nice and tight. Don't have to worry about them the heat shrink coming off. Once it's on there, it's on there.
That's good.
You can cut it off, but you can't. Yeah, it's not going to slide off.
Yeah, that was one thing I was afraid of, that it would slide off.
It shrinks, it compresses around to the part. It's not going to come off. Use it more for electrical purposes. So if it comes off electricals, it'd be really bad. We've got Tony's in the house. Marble leggings. Alrighty, guys, we're at the 2 hour mark. I think that's going to call it for the night.
All right.
Well, thanks for having me on again.
Always a pleasure, my friend.
And thank you for the lesson.
Yeah. There's lots of free, everybody's got a different way of doing things. So just because I say, do it this way or this is my preference, it's, that's just how I do it. And I learned from watching YouTube videos, so it's definitely doable.
Okay. Thank you.
Yeah.
Tomorrow night we got the toy news on Collector Fusion on both the Geek Fusion and Collector Express channels, and Sunday night we got WIP IT. So I'm trying to get as much customizing as I can done before going under the knife, and my hand being wrapped up. I can't do nothing. But anyway, thanks for everyone coming out, watching, hanging out with us tonight while we're customizing, and we'll catch y'all next time.
All right, take care.